Hey guys, welcome back to the Bull Combo. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to be talking about the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom trailer that released last Thursday. This is the first time I've talked about a movie or a movie trailer on this channel, so it's a little bit different from the content you guys are used to seeing. So stick around and I'll let you guys know my thoughts and theories on the newest addition in the Jurassic franchise. Alright guys, so the trailer for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom came out last Thursday during Thursday Night Football. I was able to watch it live, as well as probably millions of other people that happen to be watching the game. I was extremely excited for this movie after watching the trailer, and I had some thoughts on the trailer itself, as well as some theories on some things I think might be happening in the movie. So let's go ahead and get started here. So first off, the movie is going to be released on June 22nd, 2018, which is pretty much in line with when all the other Jurassic movies seem to be released. June seems to be a really popular time for Jurassic movies, and I believe that the original Jurassic Park was released in June too. So they're very much staying in line with the release time for the Jurassic movies, and I think that that's kind of cool. And that doesn't have to be done, but in its aside, it's a nice touch on top of everything else that they've already given us. So yeah, the trailer came out. It was a little over 2 minutes long. There's been a lot of mixed reviews on the trailer. I personally thought that the pacing on the trailer was a little bit off. I think that the last half of the trailer is excellent, and I think the first half of the trailer had some problems just getting the story started. So I think if anything, that's probably caused a little bit of confusion for some of the fans out there, and a lot of people are really on the fence now about this movie because of the way the trailer relayed the storyline as being us revisiting the island to rescue these dinosaurs from an impending volcanic eruption. So first off, I do know through various sources and various pieces of research that everything that was shown in the trailer was only the first 56 minutes of the movie, and that there is actually an entire, almost another hour of the movie or more that takes place after the volcanic eruption. So while they are going to the island to rescue the dinosaurs and there is a volcanic eruption, I don't believe it's the main plot of the movie. It is a subplot, a very large subplot, and one that obviously is going to completely alter the Jurassic franchise going forward. Nevertheless, I don't think it's the main plot of the movie. So while everyone's panicking a little bit about this being a rehash, I don't believe it's going to be a rehash, and I think the end result's going to be great. That said, you can notice a lot of throwbacks in this to a lot of homages to the original Jurassic Park movies. We see the Jurassic Park Ford Explorer in a scene with Blue and Owen, and there's a lot of references to the Lost World Jurassic Park. There's a scene with the troop carriers, off-road vehicles traveling through the hills of Hawaii, and it looks very reminiscent of the trailers traveling across Isla Sorna in New Jurassic Park, The Lost World. There's also a scene with the plane arriving onto Isla Nublar, and that scene is very reminiscent of Jurassic Park 3, when Dr. Grant is a guide on a plane that's flown over Isla Sorna. So I think it's really good that they're incorporating and doing throwbacks to the original Jurassic Park movies, and I think it's just reaffirming everyone's concerns and kind of setting everyone's concerns at ease that they aren't ignoring the original Jurassic movies and that they are going to continue on as though those movies are previous events in this timeline. And I think that's very important for continuity of the storyline and just continuity of the franchise. So they don't ignore the original movies, and I think that's awesome. I also noticed that there's a ton of animatronic dinosaurs in this movie, and I think that's great. I know that one of the big complaints in some of the previous movies was that there was way too much CGI going on. Even in Jurassic World, I know there was a lot of CGI scenes, and for good reason. Some of those dinosaurs are just way too big to have animatronics of. I don't expect an animatronic mosasaurus to come running out of the water, or come swimming out of the water. That's just not going to happen. But in this movie, it looks like there's a lot of scenes and a lot of moments that lend themselves to being able to utilize animatronic dinosaurs where we weren't previously able to see those. So I'm really excited to see how the animatronic dinosaurs play out on screen. I've always been a big fan of those scenes. I feel like they're the most realistic and lifelike scenes in the Jurassic movies. And it's really just refreshing to see that they're going to be incorporating those into the movie. So I'm really excited there. So that said, we did see a few different plot hints or storyline hints throughout this movie. So let's go ahead and talk about those a little bit. Obviously, the main plot line that we saw in the movie was that the dinosaurs are going to have to be taken off the island because of an impending volcanic eruption. And at the end of the trailer, we can see that the rescue mission does not seem to quite have gone as planned, as it looks like everyone is running for their lives to get off the island as the volcano is erupting. And the trailer obviously ends with the gyrosphere falling into the water with Claire inside it, as well as a bunch of dinosaurs plunging into the water as well. So obviously, this pretty much guarantees that, for one, Isla Nublar's gone. Jurassic Park is no more. Jurassic World is no more. I don't know what's going to happen to the island, if it's going to be completely destroyed and resubmerged under the ocean, or what exactly the case may be, but I think it's very interesting that nature's taking back the island after all these years. I think it's a very cool subplot that just says, you know, humans made this decision to try to mess with nature, and in the end, nature's trying to take things back. So I think it was a very interesting, subtle reference there. And I think I'm really curious to see what happens after that point in the movie. Obviously, all the dinosaurs fall in the water, which means that they're either going to have to swim or get rescued or die. So I imagine we're going to see a combination of all three of those things happen, which is obviously really sad. Seeing any of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park or Jurassic World die is always usually a really sad thing. So I imagine some of them are going to die. Some of them are probably going to have to swim, which means that they'll probably swim to the mainland. I imagine some may make it to Isla Sorna, some may make it to Costa Rica, some may swim farther. Dinosaurs are big, so I imagine they can swim for a long time, should they be able to swim. So that said, I think that obviously opens up the storyline, being that the dinosaurs are going to make it to the mainland. Whether or not that storyline is brought to fruition in this movie, or it sets up trilogy, the last Jurassic World movie, I don't know yet. But it's pretty clear at this point that dinosaurs are going to make it onto the mainland. And that's pretty exciting just for the potential scenes and the potential plot lines in that regard. So, dinosaurs are off the island. We know that Jeff Goldblum's back. Obviously, he's going to be reprising his role as Ian Malcolm in the movie. We don't see too much about him in the trailer, although we do see him in what looks like a courtroom discussing the ethical side of dinosaurs, whether or not we should treat them as people, and as well as whether or not we should continue to have them on Earth. And if we continue in this direction, you know, they may be here after us. And I think that that's pretty fitting in regards to his previous lines that he said in movies such as, you know, life will find a way and stuff like that. So it's very interesting that at the end of it all, he's still here telling us, hey, you know, we need to relax, otherwise these guys are going to take us out. So we know Ian Malcolm is back. We know Isla Nublar is being destroyed. We know the dinosaurs are coming off of the island. There's a scene where it looks like Owen is trying to reaffirm his relationship or reestablish his relationship with Blue, the Velociraptor. We get to see Owen with Blue as a baby Velociraptor, which I think is really cool for building up the storyline and showing the relationship between Owen and Blue. And yeah, again, there is a scene where Owen is trying to convince Blue that, you know, he's friendly, that Blue knows him. And then, you know, right when he's holding his hand up to Blue, Blue lets off one of those signature Jurassic Park Velociraptor barks. Now, a lot of people are theorizing about this scene in the movie. A lot of people think that Blue gets shot by a tranquilizer during this scene, or that something happens to Blue to make him scream out like that. After watching a few of the Jurassic Park movies, my personal opinion is that during this scene, he's calling out to another Velociraptor or another group of Velociraptors. Pretty much in every movie, whenever they let that bark out, it's them communicating with each other. So I don't think that that is a call of panic or pain or fear. It sounds like he's calling to other Velociraptors, which, or she's calling to other Velociraptors, which would be interesting, because that would mean that there's other Velociraptors on the island. Now, as far as we're aware, all the Velociraptors, with the exception of Blue, were killed during the Jurassic World movie. So my theory is that there is a pack of Velociraptors that survived from Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park, and that have been living on the island in the wild, you know, since then. Now, we know from many of the previous Jurassic Park movies that Velociraptors in these movies are considered to be extremely, extremely intelligent. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for a pack of Velociraptors to have survived on the island, hidden away from people, and made it this long on their own. So if that theory does hold true, then it looks like Blue may in fact be the alpha at this point, the alpha of all the Velociraptors, and he may be calling out to them to let them know it's safe, let them know that this specific person doesn't need to be hunted. Maybe they're in the middle of a hunting pattern or something like that, until Blue realizes it's Owen, at which point he needs to communicate with the other Velociraptors. I'm really interested to see where this scene leads and if that's correct or not. It's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on that scene. I really do feel like he's calling out to other Velociraptors, which makes me think that there's other Velociraptors on the island, probably either surviving from the original Jurassic Park, or maybe from Jurassic World, and ones that we just weren't shown. So that said, I think it could lead to a really exciting point in the movie. You know, if Owen has to lead the Velociraptors off the island to safety, I think that could play for a really interesting scene. I know we've seen scenes with him riding the motorcycle with the Velociraptors before, and that was, you know, just one of the most amazingly awesome moments in any Jurassic movie. So I think that there's really going to be some cool moments in this movie, and I'm super excited to see where that scene plays out. We do know that there are some scenes that are going to take place on Lockwood Manor, which is a mansion owned by Benjamin Lockwood. And from what we've heard, there will be some scenes involving the Indoraptor in the mansion. Now, I haven't really gotten too much information or too many details on this, but from what it sounds like, there's going to be a lot of suspenseful scenes, a lot of hunting scenes, probably very similar to the kitchen scene from the original Jurassic Park. But from the way this has been built up, it sounds like it's going to be much more suspenseful, much scarier. And that's a breath of fresh air. I think that Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World could always have benefited from more suspense in the movies, a little bit more terror, a little bit more horror aspects brought into the mix. So I think it's really cool that J.A. Bayona is taking the time to bring some suspense back to the films that has been lacking a little bit in recent years. And I'm really interested to see some of those scenes with the Indoraptor in Lockwood Manor. So we'll see how that plays out. Overall, guys, I was extremely impressed with this trailer. Even though the pacing was off, some of the scenes that it showed off were just amazing. You know, seeing the T-Rex take down the Carnotaurus, seeing some of these new dinosaurs like Baryonyx, just the level of detail, the dark filming style, everything looks like it's leading up to be a fantastic movie. And it may be the best Jurassic movie to date. I'm really interested to see what they do with it and where the storyline takes it, not only in this movie, but how they set up for the final Jurassic World movie in the trilogy. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more trailers and a lot more information coming out in the coming months leading up to the release of the movie. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled there. I'm going to post a link to the trailer down below. If you guys haven't seen the trailer yet, make sure to take a look before you watch this video. It'll probably make a lot more sense if you watch the trailer first before watching this video. But I really encourage you guys to comment down below with your thoughts and your theories and opinions on the trailer. Tell me whether or not you liked it. Tell me some of the things you think might happen in the movie. I'm really curious to see what everyone else thinks in this movie, and I really like to bounce ideas off people. This is one of those movies that a lot of people are really excited for. I know there's been a bit of a drought in Hollywood recently with a lot of movies, you know, not really doing so well. So I think, you know, this along with a few other movies, Avengers Infinity War, the new Star Wars movie that's ready to come out here in the next few days, hopefully it breathes some life back into Hollywood. And I'm really just hoping that this movie is everything it's stacked up to be. So again, I want to encourage you guys to comment down below with your thoughts and theories on the video, see if they line up with what I'm saying. If you like the video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Likes go a long way. Really appreciate all the positive support, as always, guys. And until next time, we will see you soon.